Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're taking a fascinating journey back to basics. We're actually going to unpack a nostalgic third-grade textbook chapter titled Staying Healthy and Happy. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. A third-grade textbook? Really? But trust me on this. As we go through it, you're going to see that this chapter contains these surprisingly profound, universal truths about well-being that, honestly, most of us adults completely forget in the daily hustle. It's just a fantastic reminder of the foundational habits that actually make us function at our absolute best.
Okay, let's dive into this. Did I take a shower? Are my nails trimmed? Did I wash my hands with soap? Did I brush my teeth? These are the fundamental hygiene questions the textbook throws at its young readers right out of the gate. And honestly, it's the perfect hook. It immediately grounds us in the reality that our health doesn't start with, complex diets or expensive gym memberships. It literally starts with the simplest, most basic daily actions. To make sense of all this, we're breaking the chapter down into 5 key pillars. First up, daily habits and hygiene. Second, traditional cleaning methods. Third, the power of play. Fourth, safety first. And finally, tracking your health.
So let's jump right into pillar number 1, daily habits and hygiene, and how we build that foundation.
A healthy life literally starts from the very moment we wake up. The core message here of taking a simple morning bucket bath is beautifully straightforward. We absolutely must be healthy so that our bodies and our minds can work properly. Hygiene isn't just about looking presentable, right? It's actually a vital mechanism to keep our bodies free from diseases. It's the first line of defense that keeps our minds sharp and our bodies happy. Now, the chapter provides this back-to-basics daily routine checklist, and I want you to run through this mentally with me. Getting at least 8 hours of sleep, drinking 6 to 8 glasses of water, brushing twice daily, rinsing your mouth every single time after eating, washing hands with soap, and playing outside. Okay, getting 8 hours of sleep and drinking 8 glasses of water sounds incredibly easy until you're an adult doom-scrolling on your phone at 1 a.m., right? Now, the textbook poses a brilliant question to its students, and I'm going to ask it to you. If your answer to any of these is no, what makes it difficult for you to follow this routine? It really forces us to examine our modern excuses and identify the friction in our own habits. Moving on to our second pillar, traditional cleaning methods. These are some really cool lessons from the past.
This chapter smartly points out that routines and access to resources, like water, vary a lot based on where we live. And history has so much to teach us about taking care of ourselves naturally. Take this wonderful little story about a girl named Moina and her dadu, her grandfather. Moina asks why he doesn't use a regular toothbrush, and her grandfather explains that he uses a fresh twig from a neem or babool tree. He chews it to make a brush, removes the food particles, and gets a really good gum massage in the process. The chapter actually encourages students to go ask their own grandparents about the natural alternatives they used for things like washing hair or clothes, like Retha or Shikakai. It's such a great exercise in connecting generations through health practices.
And this brilliantly illustrates the text's focus on practical, natural solutions. The chapter literally gives third graders a recipe for an eco-friendly home cleaner. It's so cool. You just take the peels of 8 to 12 oranges or lemons and put them in a half-liter container. You can add 10 whole cloves or maybe 2 to 3 bay leaves if you want a nice scent. Then cover it all up with 2 cups of white vinegar. You leave it in a sunny area for about 2 weeks, giving it an occasional shake. After 2 weeks, you strain the liquid, and boom, you've got an all-purpose cleaner. You just mix 1 cup into a bucket of water to clean your floors. It's sustainable, it's safe, and it's just incredibly smart.
That brings us to pillar 3, the power of play, and how it serves as exercise for the body and mind.
For children and adults alike, physical activity isn't supposed to be just a chore. It is a vital, totally joyful part of staying happy. Whether it's doing yoga, reading quietly to relax the mind, or just playing catch, the textbook explains that when you run fast and your cheeks get red, when you feel warm and start sweating, and when you breathe deeper, well, it's because exercise is making your heart work harder and better. It frames these physiological responses to exercise not as exhaustion, but as a clear sign of the body working optimally.
What's really fascinating here is the specific note to the teacher included in the text. It breaks down the actual scientific why behind the playtime activities. So when the textbook tells kids to do duck walks or frog jumps or to play skipping rope games, it's actually guiding them to hit the 3 physiological pillars of exercise. It's strengthening the cardiorespiratory system, adding strength to the muscles and bones, and maintaining body flexibility. It's literally physical education disguised as pure fun.
Next up, pillar 4, safety first. This is all about awareness in the real world.
Now, while having fun and playing outside is absolutely essential, staying safe while doing it is the ultimate priority. So the crucial point is knowing how to actively evaluate your environment. The textbook actually tested students on this, asking them to categorize different spaces. A construction site, unsafe. A roof without railings, unsafe. A busy road, unsafe for sure. But a park, that's safe. It is teaching them situational awareness at a really young age.
The contrast here is incredibly stark. You have playing freely in a safe, enclosed park versus the absolute danger of playing ball on a busy highway with a bus approaching. The side-by-side comparison drives the rule home perfectly. We must always pay attention to our surroundings when playing, no matter how caught up in the game we get.
But environmental dangers aren't the only risks out there. The chapter tackles stranger danger with a dramatized dialogue. If a stranger offers sweets or says something like, "Hey, your mother asked me to pick you up, get in the car," the strict, correct response taught is simply, "No, I don't know you." The text explicitly states to never interact with strangers in public spaces unless you're with a trusted adult. And there's a fantastic teacher's note here too, suggesting that parents use a pre-decided password if they ever actually need to send someone new to pick up their child. Super practical advice.
And finally, we arrive at Pillar 5, Tracking Your Health, the Art of Reflection.
The chapter ends with this profound exercise in self-reflection that, frankly, a lot of adults could learn from and apply immediately. It asks students to build a weekly health table. They track variables every single day. Things like, how long did I sleep? What did I have for breakfast? How long did I play outdoors? Did I use the toilet in the morning? How much TV did I watch? The text imparts a really wise lesson here. Our feelings of sleepiness, hunger, or just being tired, they're our body's way of telling us that something is amiss. By tracking these activities, students are encouraged to find patterns and make connections between good sleep, their diet, their exercise, and how they actually feel day to day.
To take this reflection just a step further, the textbook asks students to draw a big circle, divide it into 24 slices representing the 24 hours in a day, and color it in to analyze exactly where their time goes. Think about it. How much time is spent sleeping, eating, studying, playing, or helping parents? It's basically a foundational time audit. It teaches them proportion, fractions, and self-awareness all at the exact same time, which is just an incredible skill for productivity and well-being at absolutely any age.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer. I want to leave you with this final, provocative question, taken directly from the third grade textbook itself. What is one activity you would like to do at least twice a week to improve your stamina? Whether it's running, jumping, or simply climbing the stairs, take a moment to reflect on your own habits today, because sometimes the most powerful health advice is the absolute simplest. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope this Back to Basics guide leaves you inspired to make a really positive change.